You know what? Everybody has a favorite drywall knife, right? I'm gonna show you mine and you're gonna be shocked right after this. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about is why there's one drywall knife that's going to shock you, the fact that it's one of my favorites. And it's probably going to throw some of you off. You pros, you'll probably understand this. The rest of you, this will be something you'll really appreciate. So you might wonder, you know, what is it? Maybe it's my 10-inch level 5 stainless steel knife, or maybe it's one of these, I think this is Sheetrock brand 12, or that's a 14-inch. I got a whole bunch more over here. I just brought a few out. My old wallboard 12-inch stainless, or maybe it's this one I bought in 1982. I've got two of these. They're great knives. That's why I'm hanging on to them. That's blue steel, 8-inch. Or maybe this 8-inch stainless steel level 5. And then we got, you know, like Marshalltown, we got old school Hyde. I loved these. I used these many years before I switched to some of these others. Maybe it's my brand new 6-inch level 5 knife. I want you to try and guess what you think it's going to be. Maybe it's this one with the offset handle, you know. Maybe that's it. I got 14-inch level 5, I got 12-inch level 5, 12-inch there, 14-inch there. Or maybe it's my pull trowel. I've even got a Hawken trowel. I just don't have those out. What do you think? Do you think it's any of them? You're gonna be surprised, I think. No, actually, it's this one. It's a plastic knife. Now, you know, normally I would say stay away from these unless you just got one tiny little thing to do. So let me explain why this is one of my favorite knives of all. And here's the reason. I've got my little school box here with my pencils and erasers in it, and I think I have a candy bar. Well, no, this is one of them school boxes, but this is why I like plastic knives. You can get them in all these different sizes, and when you try and get a steel knife that's that narrow, it gets stiff as heck. These have a little more flexibility, so they work better when they're small. They're still awfully stiff, but that's not even the reason why. You can also soften these corners a little bit, and that sometimes helps. So most of these I call cut knives because they're still whole. The ones that become really valuable is we got to dig a little deeper in the well. Here, son. Dig a little deeper in the well. If you know who sings that or plays that song, tell me. Not many do. I'll give you a hint. It's an old bluegrass song. This is why. You take one of these plastic knives, and if you got a contour you need to fit, you're going to round off, say, inside of a really steep cathedral ceiling. You cut it. You just cut that plastic knife to fit the contour that you need. And you can have all kinds of contours. Sometimes you got a tight vaulted ceiling. It comes up, meets the wall, you need to get in there. Yes, they have metal ones, but again, I like these because they're still a little bit flexible, and there's a lot of different pitches. You got 8-10, 10-10, or 8-12, 10-12, so on, all these different steepnesses. You might need a different, well, you just cut it. It costs you like 80 cents. I also have Bondo knives in here. They're handy sometimes. I try and always keep some that aren't cut, but if you look at that one, it's got a slight curve to it. I needed that curve one day. I just cut it. Sometimes I cut the original knife down to be thinner. It might have started out like this, but Sometimes you got to get between the door trim and a corner, and you're trying to get a little mud back in there, and there's just like no way to do it if you don't cut one of these down to fit. So you can have all these different shapes. See, another different angle for a vaulted. This one I cut the handle off. Apparently it was really crowded up in there and I needed that. Well, you just cut it off. There's lots of ways to do that. Like this way right here. You can take and buy one of these wider plastic knives. I've got a couple different profiles here. And dang, still clearing this pneumonia out of my lungs. So I got a couple different profiles. What I use these for is, like, I like to round off a vaulted ceiling unless they taped it with really good joint tape, not just normal joint tape. It's got to be made for that. It usually is going to be a little wavy, or if I'm doing a repair. A lot of times when I'm doing a repair, I just need to make it look better, and sometimes it's just not real straight. Well, if you round it off like this with some hot mud, it's stronger. I put mesh tape up in there, fill it with hot mud, and round it off. It becomes stronger, and that roundness helps disguise any waviness. And the way you use these is the more you tip it over, the more the wings come out and touch, so you can get it rounder and rounder to a point, and it's still got a little flexibility. If you're doing this very much, just go down to the hardware store, spend about $8 on a bunch of different shapes. And I prefer these white ones because they're the most flexible. I would try and get the most flexible, because again, when you get down to this size, they get stiffer and stiffer, which makes it harder and harder to use. So I call this my box of cut knives, and that's why they're one of my favorites. Now wait, before you go, I'm going to give you guys a chance to win something. If you would like to win some of these wall patches, these are a 2-pack, really handy for patching all different kinds of sizes of outlets, round, 4-inch, 6-inch, rectangular, square. It's very versatile by straight flex. I'll give a 3-pack to the first person that comments down below on what my third way that you guys can support our channel is. If you go to that kiltedguy.com, I've got a section there about how you can support our channel, and you tell me what the third one is, first person to do that, I'll send this to you, and that way I know you want these. Now note, if you think you're the third person, go ahead and email me right away. You should find my email address. There's a contact link on that kiltedguy.com. Or I'm going to give you an alternate prize. For the first person, you can choose between that and a straight flex big stick t-shirt. So you get your choice. Now the second person to comment what that option is, you'll get whatever the first person didn't take. So it'll either be this or this. But I want to better do a lot of these little giveaways. I've got more t-shirts too, so be watching for future giveaways. I'm also going to start doing giveaways on like this brand new 6-inch knife I pulled out of here. I'll give that away on a future video. Hey, you see these other things popping up here? These are clickable links. If any of those interest you, click on one. I'm sure it'll help you out. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care, everybody.